Mercury stations direct today. Mercury retrograde is over, and yet it's kind of not over. On October 18th, Mercury is going to station to go direct. And yes, while Mercury retrograde may in fact be over, it is yet not over. Because as you'll know by tuning into my channel, that stationary planets are extremely powerful. And yes, that's the power of Mercury. Twisting my tongue up right now. So yeah, Mercury is going to be performing one last standing ovation stunt before we can just proceed as normal. Mercury will be stationing at 10 degrees Libra in 7 minutes. And while this is happening on the 18th, a couple days before, a couple days after, we are going to be feeling the antics of the trickster turn up a little bit. So we'll want to be especially mindful of those typical communication snags, giving ourselves extra time to get to places, and just taking it slow. You know, Mercury wants us to slow down, rethink, reconfigure. And so there could be something really potent that we're supposed to see as Mercury is preparing to move forward. So hopefully we got some really juicy insights from that Cazimi on the 9th, because now we're ready to move forward with the new understanding and the new point of view that we now have. So yeah, big shifts are happening. And just to review, because we've seen this next aspect before. So throwing it back to September 8th, Mercury was in like a quick little opposition with Chiron. I did a video on that. You may want to check that out for a recap. But here, Mercury will be stationing to go direct in this opposition with Chiron. This is really potent for healing. Chiron is the divine outcast, the divine healer, the wounded healer, the one who has earned hard-earned wisdom as Chiron learned how to really step into his own path. Chiron was an outcast. Chiron did not fit in with the other centaurs, but it was by leaning into his gifts and kind of transmuting a lot of that energy into fuel on his own path that Chiron became excellent healer, prolific teacher. And Chiron is as much about healing as it also is about wisdom and teaching and mentorship, and also really learning to accept ourselves for who we are. So we could definitely be experiencing themes around that energy, especially with all the Pluto stuff we've had going on. This is a big chance for healing right now, healing the past and really healing our own sense of sovereignty about who we are, rewriting our story from a place of empowerment. So that's really going on. But at the same time, the energy I was picking up around the first pass was really about how, Mercury in Libra is really trying to understand multiple different points of view, trying to see things from multiple lenses, trying to put ourselves in other people's shoes. I had this experience where I felt like, did I say the right thing? Was I really saying the right thing? And I think it's just like understanding. And I think that a lot of people are starting to have this conversation too. I'm seeing like in my peripheral around like being sensitive about our language is really important, but being overly sensitive it kind of like takes the joy out of things. It kind of takes the ability to just be present and authentic out of the equation. So if you're so busy censoring and tiptoeing around other people, that's also, not the best way to go about. We have to be able to hold space for other people's unique experiences and other people's unique paths. And it's super important to be conscientious and compassionate and empathetic for other people's different lived experiences. But I think that this aspect is really about trying to navigate that difficulty that I think we're all in right now. Especially in this world of cancel culture, everyone's so cautious about what they say. Nobody wants to say the wrong thing, but what that ends up happening is that we are censoring ourselves, and that's not the best thing either. So there's something about being really authentic, but also really honoring the other person that is really coming through for me around this aspect. So you may want to go back and check out that earlier Mercury opposite Chiron video. And yeah, we're definitely going to be integrating a lot of that story here into our Mercury direct station. So I hope it's good for you. And yeah, I hope we're getting a lot out of this. We still have one more Mercury square Pluto aspect on the horizon. So we're still kind of in this alchemical process of recultivating that relationship with the Libra part of our chart. So anyways, I hope it's good for you. And that was your astrology shot of the day. Thank you so much for joining me today. For more astrology in your world, you can connect with me on all platforms at Astro Catherine, or visit me at my website where you can book your next reading. And I look forward to discussing your chart with you in more detail.